Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I are playing the Delta Green RPG. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. The scenario is Phlebotomy. It was written by Jeff Mulder and his crew, and it's from the collection Fear's Sharp Little Needles. It's available from Drive-Thru RPG. Our game master is John Dos Passos, and this is episode 5. Our recap will be given by me as my character, Agent Prada, aka Hades Vandermeer. So without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. I feel in many ways that my fellow agents have lost track of the mission at hand. London Sinclair represents the foremost, greatest threat to humanity, and she needs to be eliminated. Unfortunately, decapitation no longer seems to be a valid method. I had originally intended for this to be a standard Delta Green report, and I'll probably write it up more formally later. For now, it's more of a personal journey entry expressing my thoughts. Needless to say, I am beginning to question whether Delta Green, or indeed anyone, knows what the hell they're doing. We spoke at length to Lieutenant Barclay, and either he is in league with March or he is completely clueless. I'm guessing the latter. He did reveal one important fact, that he is being asked to keep his mouth shut by someone. We then spoke to the truck driver, who related his experience with the crash that killed London's adopted parents. He gave us 2 important clues. He believes that Miss Sinclair can survive her head being removed from her shoulders. She just pops it back on. And he saw a pickup truck with an Ohio license plate. We suspect was part of the Farnsworth conspiracy. This would seem to indicate that much of her life has been orchestrated. Meanwhile, our colleagues Pawn and Paragon were busy chasing down and eliminating the assassin and gaining little information in the process, except perhaps that there may be much more going on with Frank Phelps than we at first suspected. Anyway, we have made some preparations. We've flown to Dallas and are making our way to the town of Bettie, Texas, and the Ferguson Clinic. Patch and Parsnip are going to catch a second flight to Ohio to pick up the original ritual knife, because they think it may be the only effective weapon we have. I was tempted to tell them that we have another of my own creation. But Delta Green doesn't like that sort of involvement, and I wasn't sure I would get away with it. I had to find an opportunity to be alone, something that they have all become paranoid about, but I managed to slip away with the pretext of getting food and cigarettes. I've never been particularly fond of animals. Still, it took a great deal of resolve on my part to slaughter that poor beast. I think it was a bull mastiff from the size of its head. It's friendly, wanted to play. I let it out of its yard and lured it into an alley behind its house. I guess looking into those dopey eyes and having that sweet beast stare into my soul as I cut its throat, that's the horror that I will carry forever in my heart. At any rate, the deed was done. The knife was blessed, and I could feel the energy drain from me into the blade. If it saves the world, then it's a price well paid. My soul is in conflict, though. Best keep that a secret until it becomes necessary.
Thank you, Tom. or rather Prada. Very good recap. So we return to with the group assembled and all back together. You may speak amongst yourselves. I believe by now it is the early morning of a new day, with all the flights and all that handled.
Patch, I feel like hell. Can you dig this bullet out of me?
Yeah.
I'm going to bite down on a wooden block.
First aid.
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll.
Nope. Sorry, that's a failure. Not a critical, but
Well, you don't get any worse, but you don't gain any HP back.
Now, thanks, Patch. At first we were shooting monsters, but I felt like a hero, but I don't feel like a goddamn hero anymore. I feel like a fucking killer with a gun.
this whole thing's just gone so fucking pear-shaped.
Yeah, it needs to end.
About what time of day is it?
I think it's about early morning.
Okay.
It was about when you probably would all have gotten back together. Everyone's come in from their flights overnight. They've got the things that they wanted to grab.
I believe we have a motel room in Bettie.
That is correct. Yes. The few of you who came ahead got a room in Bettie. As I said, it's the closest place to the Ferguson Clinic that actually isn't just a road.
Did Paragon set up a green box in case we?
Yeah, I set up a green box in a storage facility, loaded it up with some chairs, some alcohol, some smokes, whatever.
Before we get started with whatever we're going to do, I'm not sure what we're going to do at this point, but there's things that we don't seem to have the information on, things that are missing. And that bothers me, because if we believe that we need to kill this girl, I mean, she's the single most dangerous threat. And I agree. But I don't like doing that without knowing what's going on.
I think we need to.
Well, it occurs to me, what do we really know? We know what we've been told, but we don't necessarily know exactly the truth. What if she didn't kill her boyfriend? What if somebody killed him right afterwards and made her think that it was her? What if the woman in the car that had the heart attack, what if she was made to think that it was her, but in fact it was somebody else murdering her? We saw the stuff going on in the phlebotomy clinic, but what do we know really was going on there? The woman last night murdering those people, she said it's her blood, but what if they're just trying to drive her crazy or something? Maybe there's something else going on here.
Killing her will be putting her out of her mercy.
Yeah. But that's a really good point, because with the exception of the boyfriend, there's always been someone else around, like with the death of her step-parents, there was the truck.
Right.
With the person who had the heart attack, I think Jess Bell was with her on that one as well.
If the Farnsworths have been keeping an eye on her since the beginning, well, she came from the Farnsworths.
If that's the case, you're thinking that somebody else got her to put her head back on?
Well, once again, we're getting all this secondhand. I mean, maybe she can chop her head off and put it back on, but that doesn't necessarily mean that she's a weapon of mass destruction.
That alone is
aren't
dangerous,
necessarily
though.
linked.
It's dangerous, though.
It does qualify her for getting her eliminated by Delta Green. What if Delta Green is kill everything that's not like what you are. It's kind of has a bad taste in my mouth. If you're afraid of something, kill it. I mean, I don't want to sow the seeds of doubt, but
You're wavering in the mission there.
I'm just thinking that we know what March does. March takes these things and exploits them and makes them into weapons. That's wrong.
We kill the things that are a danger to humanity, Rada. That is our job. Something
Well,
that
that's
can
basically
take a
what
blow
human
to the
beings-
head, to be decapitated, and then just walk away from that incident is a danger to humanity. It can be weaponized.
I'm with Patch here, and we should make a choice soon, or else a choice is going to be made for us, just like in that sleep clinic.
I
We need
think I think that we should go and we should do this. We should eliminate the threat, but at the same time, we need to keep just a little bit of our minds open, not to invasion, but to the possibility that this is not the real crime that's going on here, that there's something far worse right under the surface, and she's just collateral damage.
Do you want to make the call to B-Cell, our handler?
I'm just not sure. Maybe I'm not the one best to do that right now.
I'm not in a
Call
good
him.
mindset right now.
Why don't we scope this place out first and then decide how we're going to handle it?
We need a feel for the layout, and I think we need to get a hold of her files and see what they have to say about her as well.
You thinking of a break-in again?
We got to be
Possibly.
quick. They might send another assassin or whole goddamn kill team.
My guess is that there's people there 24 hours.
Whoever
If they have
Or,
patients staying there.
Lori seemed to think she could get by with what she had. We've got 5 times the power. We may not be as sneaky as she was, but
Yeah, but that's the thing about March. They don't act on all the information.
I don't think we can either. But I think we
If-
need to take out Jess first. That is
Well-
the number one threat in this situation.
If London is the most dangerous thing and we have to eliminate her in some manner, then does it really matter how many bodies we go through to get to her?
No.
Just as long as you don't leave any evidence that Delta Green had anything to do with it. March will know, but March will make that assumption. Unless we make it look like March, or if we make it look like the parents of the kid that exploded.
That seems like our best bet. If we make some assumptions about who Phelps is working for, if March doesn't know about that whole side conspiracy, it may be easiest to, when the assassins are after us, mention that we were helping them the whole time. But I suspect we'll end up dead anyway, so does that family look suspicious out there? No, they're fine. He's just looking out the window.
Yeah, there is a family out there.
Close the curtain, Pawn. God, it's a motel.
They look like they're packing up their car for, probably on a road trip or something. Other than that, seems pretty dead at this hour.
Who goes to a road trip in Bettie?
Us.
They're on their way to Disney World or something, probably. Put it out of your mind.
Why does that little girl have trigonometry and advanced physics books?
Her head just dropped off and she put it back on.
Huh, astronomy and geometry. That's rather proficient for her age.
Remember, you
Alright.
can't have hypergeometry without geometry.
I'm here for the ride. You direct me and I will go. How do you get into this? clinic. What sort of clientele do they have? Maybe I can.
I think we need to do some research.
Yeah.
I don't think we know nothing.
It's all rich people, and
Right.
maybe we can get you in.
Yeah, let's look up some ground maps as well while we're at it. If we're gonna break in, or if we're gonna try and we need an eye in the sky.
Does Delta Green have credit rating?
I'll check the satellite imagery.
No. That's more of a charisma and intelligence thing as far as resources go, or accounting, rather. When you roll to see if you can acquire something with your own means, it's either intelligence or accounting, whichever is higher, and then you either risk not getting the item or getting it, but you have to take a bond hit as you drain your resources a little too much, and pull something from work you shouldn't have, or like I said, drain your resources, and you no longer have your vacation fund, and so your children or your wife are angry at you, or your partner, whatever.
Okay.
We might have the resources to get someone in as a patient.
Yeah, and so like you want to do some research just online, looking in, perhaps see if you can, slide in that way.
We have Click's computer. Worst comes to worst, we can falsify an email recommending or referring Patch from him to this clinic.
You pull up their website. They have some information there. Looks like it is it's advertised as an exclusive 7-bed only private psychiatric and drug rehab. Costs about $20,000 a week. And you get the idea that if you are willing to pay more, you can get more, rather. And extra care can be taken, or should you want a room, like, nobody in the room next to you, you could pay extra for that kind of thing. You get that kind of vibe.
Yeah, I can't afford that. If I could
You
afford that, I wouldn't be snooping around doing this.
Right.
If I could afford that.
You could at a cost to your bonds, because that's
Well,
definitely going to be a significant expense, but
Mom, Dad, I've mortgaged your property.
Happened to your trust fund.
an option. And then, it looks like you could also try and look into their records a little more if you wanted to use a skill or risk your probe being noticed.
Yeah, we should look into them. Yeah.
You mean look into like a financial type thing, or?
Yes, like their tax records, their staff listings, things that the state of Texas might have filed somewhere, might be public or accessible with the right reason, or with the right use of an ID or something like that, or a pry.
Yeah, might also be nice to know like who the staff are actually, and if there's any other connections that we don't know about, that might be something beneficial.
Looking at the GPS, what's the terrain like around the compound?
Looks very rural, kind of rural North Texas. So there's some sort of a sort of sandy or rocky bits. There's some light greenery and things that grow around.
I'm gonna take a drive out there, get some camouflage binoculars. Who wants to go with? Just to scope it out.
On mute.
Oh, sorry. I'll go with as well.
Okay. I just want to be boots on the ground.
Yeah. I'm useless at this computer stuff. We need to figure out entry points, exit points, number of staff, that sort of thing.
All right. So it sounds like the two of you are going to be going and doing some surveillance on foot with some binoculars, trying to use the terrain to sneak around. What does everybody else want to be doing while this is happening?
I'm going to do some background research into the facility, investigate some financial background, as well as see if I can find any state records on staff as well.
Okay. Yeah. How would you like to try and look into the records officially? Do you or what is your method of getting in? Do you want to do this above board? Do you want to try to hack your way in? What is the idea here?
I'm gonna go for it, and I'm gonna try to weasel my way in.
Okay. Yeah, why don't you give me a computer science roll? See if you can get your way into some websites and servers that you probably shouldn't have access to.
Okay.
And meanwhile, is anything else going to be doing anything while they do that? Is anybody going to wait in the car, or are you going to wait back at the motel room while they go out?
I want to see, I've hashed this a couple times. I want to look at the video that we have of London supposedly injecting the guy at the phlebotomy clinic on the surveillance camera, to see if there's any way that we could be mistaken about what we're seeing. If my theory that somebody else is doing this and not her,
Okay.
and that's pretty damning evidence to the contrary if we're actually seeing her do it.
Yes, let me make sure you the exact correct information then. Okay. So yes, it looks like it is set up sort of to like as I mentioned in the other episode, it is sort of just set up to monitor the blood draws for insurance purposes to make sure that the person that is that is doing the test or giving the sample is indeed the person that that they're claiming is giving the sample. And yeah, let me see here what you see. So yeah, it looks like the blood draw is conducted on London. And after it happens, the nurse gets up, and after she does, it looks like London has this sort of moment of unsureness and sort of hesitation, like she isn't sure what she should do. And then you see her take the needle out of takes the needle that was used on her, and rather than having it go into the sharps container, she cleans it off and replaces it with the needle that is prepped for the next person. And so it seems that best you could guess is that either she did this on purpose or she was trying to cover up her tracks in a very terrible way that she just sort of spur of the moment did. That's the only thing you could really guess.
But I definitely, there's no point where I might be seeing somebody else's hand and not hers.
No,
It's definitely her.
Right. It seems like it is London doing it herself. Given, just with your with your abilities in human, looking this over, you're not sure if this was something that she did completely on her own volition, given the kind of stage that she's in and the look that she sort of has. It could be that somebody else was like, oh, you need to do this, or it could have just been something that she's like, I need to do something here, and it was the only thing that she could think of. But
there's no sound on the video, right?
No, there's not, and it doesn't look like that she's speaking or saying anything, but it does seem like she is rather torn up, and her kind of emotions are kind of hard to read, so kind of hard to gauge if she did this on purpose or if it was just an idea that she pulled out of her head.
All right,
the last minute.
That's good for me.
All right, and then so what did you get on your roll? What was that, Patch?
Oh, I'm sorry to interject.
No, you're fine.
Pawn and Paragon, do you guys mind if I tag along with you on your sightseeing mission? Okay.
Get some
So
camo.
I'll run after you. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good. So Parsnip, what did you get on your roll as they are driving out?
37 out of 62. So pretty good.
All right. Yeah. You look in and you find your way to some tax records, some stuff that some stuff that the Texas state has on some of their websites and some of the back pages and servers that the public are not generally allowed into, but you've managed to weasel your way into. You find that it does look like there is a staff of only 9. There's of course the Dr. Ferguson. There is a number. There looks like there's 3 nurses, Shayna, Barb, and Luis. There's also 3 orderlies / cooks is what they are listed as. There is a clerk, like a desk clerk, and a security guard. It looks like the security guard is also listed as Sven. Sven Sven Berglo, and he is actually, when you look up his name, it looks like he is also the he's also the sheriff, or the policeman rather, for the local town, small town, and so looks like he's doing some sort of double duty there. Is quiet enough, it would seem, that he is able to do that. And yeah, indeed, it looks like they do have, as they advertise, 7 beds, and it looks like it is a rather nice facility given their like blueprint and layout. It is mostly the original sort of antebellum style mansion with modern refurbishments. There's a garage and modern things have been added to it. But yeah, it looks like and rather from some pictures from their website and stuff like that, it does look like a almost like a Victorian bed and breakfast. From the inside, it seems their financial records would corroborate that story.
Okay.
There are also, it looks like you get some pictures of the facility. It looks like there is security. There's there's some insurance filings that this place does have security, and so that insurance is happy with all that. There's looks like cameras, and there's also a security gate and desk rather, to get into the fenced facility.
Okay. Does it go into any kind of detail about the security, as far as like the system they use? Is it linked up with the police and that sort of stuff?
Well, given that one of their main security guard is the police, yes.
Yeah. Okay. The blueprint for the complex, for the house and stuff, is there anything odd about it? Does it seem like it's anything that would be unusually large or small for a 7-bedroom clinic, or anything that would stand out as odd?
Let me get you the map, first of all. I believe I have it on 2 versions here. Did I put one in the Discord already? Let me see. No, not of the facility. Here, let me pull that up. Yeah, why don't do you have architecture or anything like that by chance? Any kind of skill that you would use there like that here?
Don't have. Got like a mechanic as a craft.
You can do. I suppose you could do it at general intelligence roll, maybe at a -20 in this case.
Okay.
As you take a look at these blueprints that have been filed with the state. So it looks like a rather nice facility. It looks like there's mainly 2 floors here. And like I said, unfortunately, you don't see anything quite out of the ordinary. It looks rather well made. Like I said, there are a few modern additions, like the garage and things like that. But rather, as much as the original antebellum mansion that they could keep, it seems like they did.
Okay.
And so there is a security system, but it looks like like I said, there is a security desk at the front gate, as well as you imagine there would be a connection inside somewhere, probably maybe either a security room or the nurse's station or both. And so if you were either on site or if you could get access to their Wi-Fi, you could potentially try to get into that. You would know with your skills.
Okay. Okay. I think that's all I've got.
All right.
At the moment.
Yeah. And so meanwhile, we can now go to our agents as they are driving out. I imagine you probably, you're going to have to park on the side of the road, basically, maybe, park behind a large rock or something like that.
Remember, we're looking for what the hell is it? Looking through it. Carolina chickadee.
Oh. Birds of
bird.
Texas.
Yeah.
Yep. Here's the
Don't-
binoculars.
Yeah. Don't wave your gun around too much just in case we are seen.
Are we getting out of the
Do-
car or are we just staying here?
I think we should probably do a loop around at least
Okay.
the outside of the fence.
Or so yeah, you want to do a full loop around the fence?
I think it makes sense. I'm curious about that security. We saw it kind of driving past that security booth. I want to see what that's made of.
If we drive around the compound, around the fences, cameras are definitely going to see us.
Right. That's why it's probably better to walk.
Yep. And do you think we should spray paint some cameras right now? Or
They'll notice it now,
Right.
I think. Yeah.
As far as
Let's
they're
not put
aware,
them
we're
on
just
guard at the
right.
moment.
innocent bird enthusiasts.
So is your
Do you
plan
think-
to? So go ahead.
Do you think Prada's going soft?
I would, honestly, the reason why I jumped in on the trip with you guys was because I wanted to talk about that. I have a lot of concerns when you have an agent that starts questioning the directive of Delta Green. First of all, keep that shit to yourself. Second of all, you don't question the directive of Delta Green. You just do it. Even if you don't agree with it morally, you don't do it. You do it.
oh yeah,
We need to keep an eye on him.
How
after
are you
this,
feeling, Patch?
I'm feeling fine. Whatever it takes.
I'm with you, no matter the cost.
Justify the
Hmm.
means. And that's just the way it has to be sometimes.
We should scope this place out, and then we need to let A cell or B cell know. They don't even they still think we're in LA.
That's right. Yeah. We need to update them on our location.
You don't
Let
think
them know about
ACEL
March.
just sent us out here to die?
What did we just talk about?
They didn't send us anywhere, Pawn. We chose to come out here.
I don't know. He's kind of looking a bit sweaty at this point. I'm like, no, I think they knew something. Let's go though. We can't wait around for this.
Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. Look, I can do a perimeter. Paragon, you're pretty good for that kind of thing too, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna look out for any vulnerabilities.
All right. Yeah. So was your goal here to try to sort of be stealthed and
Yes.
obscured by the terrain, or to pretend to be bird watchers, or both? Because those are slightly different things.
Pawn will be walking around like a yokel because he is aware that he is a big fellow with not a very good running speed or anything, or maybe just not good at stealth.
I'll be doing stealth. The camo hopefully will help us.
Okay. Yeah, because you are kind of out in the middle of nowhere, Pawn. So you're kind of just walking the
what,
plains and bushes and little the
Reach back there, hand me
tumbleweeds.
that orange thing. Yeah, but one of those vests. That way I won't get shot by hunters while I'm out birding. And if you guys go a separate way, well,
Okay.
maybe they'll see me.
Just let us know if you need help.
You'll hear
You-
some screaming.
Yeah. Do you have disguise, Pawn?
I'm sure I do not.
Okay.
A 10%.
What's your charisma?
A whopping 25.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and give me a luck roll then? And then for Paragon, why don't you do a stealth roll as you're leading the stealth group?
28 under 50 on the luck.
I failed.
Okay, what did you get though?
I got an 83 out of 60.
Okay, I will make note of those two things.
Do I need to make it, or is Paragon kind of leading it?
I'm assuming Paragon's kind of leading this in
Okay,
in
that's
this
fine.
instance. But you're just sort of following him, trying to use the terrain to obscure yourself,
Yeah.
get good little view spots, and then you can all go ahead and make if you're Generally, just keeping an eye out. Go ahead and you can do an awareness. If you're trying to do a more focused search, like I want to see where all the cameras are, or point out how many people are at the facility right now at work. If I can, then do me a search roll.
I'll be doing that one.
And I will give you different things slightly for each one.
I'll keep lookout.
Okay.
Okay. That's a 44. Yes.
I passed with the 62.
Wonderful. Okay, and then pawn.
Pass 6 under
So
50
2
something
passes
on
and a
search.
crit.
Yep.
Okay, so an awareness pass, a search pass, and then what was it? A search or awareness crit patch?
The search.
Okay, awesome. I'll make notes. So it looks like as you are kind of making your way around, it's starting to be about mid-morning now. The sun is kind of beating down on you a little bit, especially in some of the things that you're wearing, but nothing you can't withstand for a little bit. As you're going, Pawn, you notice that there are let's see here. There is 5 cars in the parking lot right now. So you imagine that there is around probably that many employees at work. You do see a nice car that you would assume like a nicer truck. It was likely the doctor's vehicle. Either that or one of the people working here is getting some good money from elsewhere as well. And so you're able to sort of put that together. You do also spot there is somebody in the security little checkpoint, like little station rather at the gate. And then patch. So you pick up on that there are indeed cameras, as was already mentioned, and you spot actually a computer. Luckily, you have those binoculars, and so you kind of see in almost it's actually rather the reflection, sort of with the sunlight of the computer screen, and so you can see that he does have a feed of the computers at the watch station. And so it looks like that is definitely one of the places that has access to the computers, or to the cameras rather. And it looks like he is communicating with somebody. So you imagine he's either somebody inside or the nurse's desk.
We might want to guy in the security stations making a call on the radio. We might need to head out.
Yeah, I think we're made.
Let's go. Paragon, keep an eye on Pawn. Jesus Christ. Him and Prada. I don't know what we're going to do with them.
I'll keep you alive. That's all I can say.
As you glance back, there isn't the officer doesn't seem to be moving, or whoever is standing there. So that's good at least. But you're not sure necessarily if you have been made or not. But you were able to get all of those things. I will also say with the crit, you did notice that there are a number of like little terrace, like second floor little terraces, and you didn't see anybody out on any of them at the moment.
Okay.
So kind of low on activity rather is the kind of vibe you're getting.
Right. What do you think? Should we get out of here, or should we?
Let's skedaddle.
Okay.
Hey, Birdwatcher, we're going.
Oh. All right. Let's go.
I'm going to keep a lookout for tails.
Smart.
Yeah. You don't, with your high awareness, you do not think that you are being tailed. And so did you want to make your way back to the motel?
How the hell did that one assassin think that they were going to get in?
Probably take out the security guard first. From there, if depends on who they're talking to inside, you need to take them out. Or is that more rhetorical? I only saw 5 cars. It's doable.
At least 5 people.
Do we
5.
think London's here?
I was wondering, the limo wouldn't have stayed though.
Would not.
Yeah.
From the Instagram posts, probably.
Yeah,
Maybe
you would
they have cats
imagine
in there.
Yeah, you would imagine that given her post from her cat, this is probably this is probably the place that she's most likely at in Texas, given the Texas tag on the location of the post. And if she was here for a drug and alcohol rehab, she wouldn't have left yet.
I think we need to find a way. At the end of the day, she has to be eliminated. It would be helpful if we could get our hands on the files they have on her in case that there's any more information we can glean about her, but it just may not be possible. I mean, we come at night, there's still going to be people here. It's a rehab clinic. There's people staying here. So
In fact, knowing what we know about the hypnosis, that may be the busy time. It didn't look, I didn't see
you
a lot of
think-
people out and about.
do you think Jess is here too? Like, would they let him come? Or do you
Probably.
think he's somewhere else in? Okay.
We're not that lucky.
And just to confirm, you are all driving back to the motel?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. And I will actually also note, as you're leaving, you because you did also mention that you were looking for a tail. You don't spot a tail, but you do actually spot a truck that leaves the clinic and goes back onto the main road, probably heading back to the interstate. Looks like a linen, probably looks like a linen service and food service truck. Seems like it was,
Hey, turn the car around.
Delivery.
Follow that vehicle.
All right. Do I need to rear end him?
No.
What's
See
the
where
plan
it
here,
goes.
Paragon?
They're getting deliveries.
Yeah.
So maybe we can pose as the delivery people.
What are you suggesting we do with these delivery people?
We need to know where they are,
Okay.
where they're stationed. So maybe we can break in there, get some costumes. This might be our way in.
Okay.
You can tap the phones, get whatever Wi-Fi device that Parsnip needs, and then we can probably get the files.
So the only problem I have, we know that this is a clinic where they have cameras all over the inside. We sneak in. What's the next step? If we start shooting, the guard shows up. If we do it quietly, maybe. I don't know if we have the skills to do that.
I don't think quiet's in your vocabulary.
Exactly. Which
Um,
means that
Patch
no
and
matter
I
what,
can
the
go
security
in.
guard is dead. It's possible.
Go in. It's going to end up loud anyway if the goal is to kill one.
But at least this is our in without it being loud from the start.
I agree. Well, look, I'm sure they have a business information on the side of the vehicle. We can always take that down.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like it's heading back towards Betty. And as you catch up with it, you can read on the side. It looks like there's a general store and a laundromat that looks like they have a business, thing together. This looks like it's for the general store, and it also advertises a linen service. So they likely have just partnered up together.
Maybe it's something for Parsnip to look into. I'm going to give him a call. Parsnip,
Oh,
can you look into this linen and delivery service? I want to know what their schedule is. Might be a way into the compound.
okay. Will do.
Thank you.
Yep.
Feels good to have a plan.
Coming together.
All right. And so I guess as they're heading back, Parsnip and Prada, was there anything else you wanted to look into while they were gone?
Well, I just got a phone call, so
Yeah.
I'm going to look into the delivery schedule for the clinic.
Yeah, you don't have an exact schedule, but you look up the business and what they sort of offer, and it looks like this might be either a daily or semi-daily service they provide. You imagine that it's at full capacity, it would probably be a daily service, but you're not quite sure if it comes every day, given it didn't seem super busy. But yeah, it looks like they arrive at 8 a.m. And they leave about an hour or two after, once everything's been taken care of and unloaded.
I've been
Great.
thinking about this, and if we're going to do this, I have an odd feeling that the only way to do it is a full frontal assault. If we do it at night, well, we can scope that out, but if we do it at night, there may be less employees. In which case, there'll always be some employees, but it's collateral damage. Plus, we have to find her. There's multiple people staying there. We have to figure out what to do with her once we have her. If you can't cut her up, You can cut her up and separate the pieces. Then I don't know, dissolve them in acid or sink them to the bottom of the ocean.
Well, the security guard is also the town cop. So maybe we could set something on fire over in town that might drag him away from his security duty.
Yeah.
And, if we go with this delivery truck option, that might give us a way to get her out somehow. I'm not sure how that would work, but I don't think it's going to be a quiet operation, no doubt.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's going to be really hard to sneak in.
Yeah. There's always the possibility that, that the technology could be a little bit more than I can handle. I'm just being realistic, and I might not be able to knock out the cameras or something like that. So we do have to kind of think about that in advance and make sure, if that doesn't get cut out, then we're going to have to.
We're far enough out here in the country. There can't be a lot of electrical heading towards that building. You might be able to knock out a transformer somewhere down the road and knock out everything from that point on. The thing is that anything like that is going to alert them that they're under attack. If they're that shady, then they expect at any moment somebody to come in and attack them.
That's especially true if it's a march operation. They would be suspicious of anything, really.
I'm wondering too how the assassin would have hoped to assault this place unless she was working with them.
That's possible. Inside job. She did walk into the sleep clinic in
She did.
Los Angeles. Walked in like she owned a place.
Of course, we could have walked in too. The front door was open.
True as well. And it looked like at the time there might have only been the 3 employees.
Yeah. We could walk into this place too the same way, just walk in the front door and start shooting.
Yep.
Oh. This whole operation feels very sketchy to me, like something we're missing. I mean, I'm kind of with Patch that we're going to have to do it, but God, it doesn't feel right. Maybe that's why we all end up psychologically damaged by these things. Killing something for just because we have to is horrible business. Whether it's a human or a dog.
My main concern is, are we going to be successful? If she had her head taken off in a car accident.
We gotta play that up. I mean, if we can cut off her head and put it in a duffel bag, and cut off her arms and legs and put them in duffel bags, and I mean, it actually makes it easier to get her out, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Nobody's going to think you're carrying her off in a duffel bag. And then if you really want to talk to her, you can always put the pieces back together, I suppose.
Or just talk to the head.
Well, without lungs, I don't know how she would be able to
No, that's
talk,
true.
but,
That's true. I don't know.
Maybe they're trying to gain immortality somehow by figuring out what it is in her blood that gives her this ability.
Yeah, the book that I got an email about, it mentioned prosperity. We will achieve prosperity. Now, I guess that could mean a lot of things, but
well, for the Farnsworths, that means breeding, procreation all across the planet. Are they aliens? I mean, I'm starting to think, what the hell are these things? What are these people?
But it seems like that Epiphany brought forth something from another world.
Yeah.
And maybe this is an attempt to bridge those two worlds.
You know, when you put it in those terms, I start to think, yeah, maybe we just need to go in with assault rifles and wipe out everything and then sneak off into the shadows.
The other part of it is we don't exactly know what's going on at this clinic as well. And so it may not be exactly on the up and up.
If we killed everyone in the clinic and then lit the place on fire, it might look like an accident.
Could.
I mean, it won't to a really good forensic guy because he'll notice the bullets. But still, they might think it's mafiosa. They might think anything.
I don't think it's going to hit the news or anything like that. I think if we hit this place, hit it hard, shoot it up, burn it down, I don't think anybody's gonna read about it in the newspaper. Or
what if we all dress up like the old Majestic group, you know, Men in Black, and get the blame thrown in that direction?
At that point, Pawn will actually look up from his cell phone that he's been looking at. Parsnip, did you get anything on Ferguson?
Not anything on Ferguson himself. I did find out that the employees are Ferguson, 3 nurses, a cook, a clerk, and then the security guard is the local town cop. I got some blueprints of the facility, 2 floors. Looks like the rooms for the guests are on the 2nd floor, maybe, from what I can tell. Lots of security. That's what I've got. Yeah.
They have a
Okay.
basement.
Can you check the number too, the private number from the burner phone?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
That's he waves it. That's what he's been texting on for the last few minutes.
You
Yeah.
took a
I've
more
been
direct
talking-
approach.
I've been talking with Phelps. He thinks I'm still Lori.
Sweet.
Yeah, maybe if I didn't completely blow it. I told him we might need some help. He wanted to know if Jules could help. That creepy guy, that's their tech person. So we need to clean them up once this is all done. But he seems to say, and I quote, "What do you mean? Aren't you still talking with Ferguson? I thought the plan was still a go." We might have something.
Ferguson might be there in. It might be there, that private number.
Well, at that point, if we can convince him to still let us in, thinking we are who he thinks we are, I mean, it won't last long. Cover won't last long, but if it gets us in.
We may need to move now, depending on what I hear back. He wants me to call, and I don't think he'll buy that I'm Lori.
Tell Pawn I think full frontal assault.
I was hearing that. Sounds good, but also Ferguson might be more on our side than we thought.
Well, look, even
Oh.
if Phelps, if the whole thing with Phelps goes south, I mean, what's he gonna do anyway? He's in California.
But the point I'm making is Phelps wants London dead, as far as we're aware.
Yeah.
He
sure.
sent the assassin. If she was talking with Ferguson about a plan, Ferguson wants London dead too,
Okay.
which means we might just be able to talk our way in there, get to Ferguson, and maybe we have an into London right there.
It's a risk. You think that private number is his? Can we figure that out?
The Phelps number.
Yeah, whatever the private number was.
The third private number that's not Phelps on the burner.
You know,
Happy to hand that over and figure it out.
once again, Patch has said something. Is there a way we can do this without any risk at all? Can we just go in there and wipe them out? Because we're spending a lot of time questioning
Yes.
ourselves.
Yeah.
All the
Yes.
time when we're questioning ourselves, something's going on.
I don't think we have time. I would like to. Oh no.
What's wrong? What's wrong?
Fuck. Phelps wants me to call him back now. These operator types are getting antsy. Fuck, how deep does this go? God damn it.
They have a team on standby. Jesus.
Look, I can call if you want. I don't know if I can do. A female
No.
voice is going to be better than yours.
We'll make a lot of noise
No.
in the background.
There's no time. He
Okay.
he
all right, all
knows.
right.
Wait. He's asking personal questions about where she wanted to go as soon as we got paid for this.
Son of a bitch. Okay. Thank you.
God.
Yeah.
Damn it.
You could taunt him
Yeah.
now that the jig is up.
But if he's got
Damn
a
it.
second team, do we want to be dealing with that?
He definitely has a kill team, probably the same team that went to the focus group.
I don't want to deal with that.
I'm just gonna call.
All right. Yeah. Level with him, I guess.
Dial it up.
Yeah, we killed your girlfriend.
I probably won't phrase it like that.
He's got the same, we all have the same mission, right? If we can just get him to just hand it over to us instead of calling in whatever the hell.
So you're gonna call him up?
Yeah,
on?
he's gonna
Right.
call. Yeah, I think Paragon has it right. Jig is up.
All right. He picks up and doesn't say anything at first.
I told you to stop doing this, Phelps.
You hear, oh, fuck, that's what I was worried about. What, do I even want to know what you did to, yeah, I don't.
I think you already know. So it seems like you're down an assassin and you need some replacements.
I mean, yeah, I mean, if you want to help us take care of this, then, I think that we can all walk out of here and all achieve our goals. As I was trying to say when we were first talking.
Yeah, well, situation hasn't really changed, I suppose. So what kind of in do you have?
There's a number of ways in. I mean, that's the easy part. But I mean, can you take care of this? If you're there, right? I'm assuming you've already found your way to the clinic.
We're not amateurs.
Didn't say you were. So listen, if you want to take care of it, we'll try and clean up anything you leave behind.
Sounds good. Do we have an in with Ferguson? Or is he just someone that we need to take care of?
Let's just say if you took care of him, you wouldn't be stopping any good in the world.
Easy enough.
Laurie had something, on him. I think something about, he's got some fucked up hobbies or something, but she's the one who had access to it. So that was kind of our in there. But you've got that one guy. He's also good with tech, right? He could probably get you into the systems. It's not a complex system there.
Good. All right.
I mean, well, that settles it.
You've got some people on the ground that you want me to just call you once we're all done.
Yeah, if you want, we'll stay out of your way, and then once you're gone, we'll take care of it. Like I said, we'll take care of anything you leave behind, clean things up, make sure it looks good, and then you stay out of our way, we stay out of your way.
Yeah, sounds great. He'll just hang up at that point. He's going to stab us in the back as soon as we kill London.
Yeah,
why
I don't
is
trust the word he says.
all of this, everyone being very accommodating and kumbaya, I don't buy it for a fucking second. Delay the call. When we finish the job, we need to get the hell out of town before we call it in that it's been done.
We need to call
Agreed.
our handler.
We need
That
to
too.
make it look like somebody else did it. Make it look like Phelps did it.
I'm down with that too.
I agree with Paragon. We need a security bit. We need something that will keep us from getting killed as soon as we're done, because we're loose ends.
We all know what happens to loose ends. All right, someone call Boris because Delta Green needs to be read into this.
Paragon, your idea.
Right. Call the number on my burner.
It rings 3 times again, and then there is a pickup. You know, the phone's picked up. This is Boris.
Paragon here. Opera has moved to Texas. Bell. So the bells, it's all, this is it. It's all here at the Ferguson Clinic. And were we in Betsy? Or
Betsy.
Texas?
Betty.
Betty, Texas. And March Technologies is involved.
I'm sorry. What did you just say?
March Technologies is involved. They want to kill London Sinclair.
How? What? Why and how do you think that?
We did research. We dug into their shell companies. They're connected to the Focus Group. One of their operators, he goes by the alias Frank Phelps. He's been at every site.
You're sure?
Yes.
You are 100% sure that Mars Technologies is involved?
Yes, Wuxi Pharmaceuticals is the shell company.
Okay, that's valuable information. I mean, honestly, you need to try to stay the fuck away from them. That is the official. That is the protocol right now. Is to stay the hell away. That is more trouble than it's worth.
So what's the
That's
other
bigger than
option
us.
when we don't stay away?
I mean, can you handle the problem and get the hell out of there before they are an issue?
Yes.
Then generally that would be the play. I would hate to have you to have to call it off, but if the risk is you and them coming to arms or you getting out of here, then
We
getting
already
out of here
came
is the way to
into
go.
conflict with them. We killed one of their agents.
Are you sure? You're
Yes.
sure it wasn't a floozy for them? Like it was a what? You're 100% sure.
We killed, it might have been a floozy for them. They were working with Phelps.
All right, I need you to make a report of what happened and what you found on them, and send it to the encrypted email that you got this opera's pre-briefing for.
Okay.
And you need to try to put a handle on this as quick as possible and get the hell out of there.
That's the plan, but we're going to need some leverage. What do you have on them?
On March Technology specifically, nothing that you or I have the qualifications to just know, and nothing I would say to you on a line.
Okay. Oh, shit. What do you, so go in, finish the mission, get out.
If at all possible, yes. But yeah, you need to start getting the hell out of there. If March has boots on the ground and you think that you've already, just hope that the person you took out was somebody that they hired and not somebody that's actually one of their agents. Just hope.
Okay. I think
Because otherwise you are more fucked than you even know already.
understood.
And that's going to be terrible for all of us. So let's hope that that's not a thing. And you're on damage control now, but obviously we don't want to just let the fucking unnatural run around. So you got to take
If
care
they
of
get in our way, we're going to take them out because they're going to get, if they get in the way of our mission, we're going to take them out. Simple as that.
I would do whatever you can to try and not do that.
Of course.
But if
we
you
will
did,
avoid that.
I didn't sign off on it, and you didn't. I didn't hear about it, and I don't know about it.
Sure. No problem.
Sounds good.
Anything else?
No, I suppose could work so far on this. Get this the hell done. It's time for this opera to fucking close the curtains.
Yes, agreed. And I'm asking anyone else.
Tell him that our intention then is to go in there and clean up the mess. But
Yeah, I
they'll
did.
probably have to do a lot of cleanup afterwards to make it look.
Should we clean it up or should March clean it up?
Oh, don't give them as little as fucking possible, but as I said, ensure that you get the fuck out of there. So try not to be sloppy, but clean up as much as, give them as little as you can while also getting the hell out of there ASAP.
Can you arrange for new identities for all of us?
Easy.
Yes, we'll work out the logistics of that later. You just got to get this finished up. We don't want an encore to this overture, okay?
Trip to the Bahamas.
All right.
All
Watch
right.
your back out there.
You don't got to tell me that. But thank you for the update. Godspeed.
Yep.
So it sounds like we need
Okay.
to have a tactical attack.
We're up Shit's Creek without a
We
paddle.
need to
wipe
make
them.
sure that we take her body. All of it. We don't want that in the hands of March Technologies. I don't know why
Right.
they want to kill her now after
Right.
all the years of covering it up, but we have got to take that with us.
Because they don't
Everybody,
need her alive anymore.
Bring it might already
Duffel
be too
bags.
late for that, but yeah, duffel bags.
Right.
Duffel bags.
Right.
Should we
And
convince
gloves
London
and
that we're on her side and then
No.
double cross her?
I think just
We're gonna have to kill Jess.
That's a lot
I
of
don't
blood.
know.
That's a lot of blood, Prada.
Yeah.
dress with plastic gloves.
If any of us gets infected, you're going to get a bullet. Just so make sure that doesn't happen.
Why am I getting
Obviously.
a bullet? Because
If you get infected,
okay,
yeah.
Believe me, you won't need to. I'll just explode. Apparently,
Well, your parts
Put
will
my
need
head-
bullets. That's
you
for sure.
put my head in the duffel bag and put me on a shelf somewhere. I'll regale you with funny stories.
Our handler was practically shitting themselves. Holy fuck.
No doubt, he's probably making a few phone calls now.
Yeah, I'll be sure to stick.
Probably
my burner.
sending in another team to make sure that we don't fuck up. Because if we fuck up, then they'll just get rid of us too.
So what are we just busting down the door?
We've got assault weapons, don't we?
Yeah, the only way out is through.
We know that somebody had something on Ferguson. That is the only non-violent way. And the only reason I care about that is because I am sure that whoever is watching this right now, they're watching the compound. We go in guns blazing. That's the timer. They are watching us. As soon as London's dead, they sweep in, and we're dead.
Call the private number. If it's Ferguson, arrange for him to let us in. Just be like, we're the new crew. Where do we need to go?
I'm going to head out for equipment.
Okay.
This is an assault.
Get goggles and face masks.
Yeah.
We can't have anything get into our
Yeah. Oh, and we probably need some suits if we're gonna
right.
cut that
So-
out.
can someone go
That's gonna
with
be to
me?
Come by and Betty text
I'll go with
us,
you.
but-
Joe?
All right, let's go shopping.
Don't you think our best chances are to give no warning whatsoever?
If
Just
Ferguson's on our side anyway,
fuck
although
him.
he should
That's-
probably be eliminated if
Yeah.
he's
Fuck
messing
them
around
all.
with all of this. Yeah.
I don't think we have time to warn
Yeah.
you who's on our side and who's not.
All right.
Yeah,
all right. All right.
I agree.
I agree that PPE is probably very important in this case.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, do we I do want to follow up on Patch's statement. Do we want to use him as a way in to the clinic?
And deal with
past
him later.
security? Well, I'm thinking we get past security, get into his office, maybe have a
Start there.
conversation, and then knock
Kill
him
him.
off. And
Not
What do we
bad
need a
idea.
conversation for?
just I'm not saying an actual conversation. We just we would like to have a conversation with you, and then get him into an office.
So we
Yeah.
get past security with a gun.
Yeah.
I think
way
the
that
time
woman
to
did.
learn any more information about London Sinclair is gone. I think she just has to go. I think all these people that have been dealing with her have to be eliminated as well.
It's like a tactical
Agreed.
assault.
All right.
Yep.
Well, go get the equipment so we can do this
Yeah.
as soon as possible.
Should we head up the local, maybe the next town over is police armory?
I don't think we have time for that. I don't know even how we would do that.
There's not that many people there.
And most of them
there's
are
not that
probably
many
unarmed.
employees.
Yeah.
There will be
And
some
slap
innocent
words.
people there, but we can't worry about that. It's just
Maybe we can
do
just rob a gun store. If we're getting desperate for firepower,
I haven't gotten rid of my gun from before. We have
there's only
let's take
We have a lot of
inventory.
weapons.
there's only
Yeah.
5
Yeah.
of us.
We've got 2 shotguns, 2 assault rifles. mean-
Automatic, 45 automatic from that woman.
Yeah, that's just the
Right.
handgun.
it is silenced, which could be helpful for the security booth, because that has to be our first point. We might want to roll up, claim that we know somebody, said Lori sent us or something for Ferguson, and then when he leans out the window, take care of him quietly.
Park around the corner and sneak up behind him and shoot him in the head.
Good
We're
point.
gonna need to get the security server out, somehow destroy the server. If we want to erase our tracks on the cameras.
Well, that's why we keep Parsnip around, right?
I bet if he's in the server room, he can work his magic.
Well, some of you are better at assault than some of us. All right.
We're all in on this.
Yeah.
No one's
let's
gonna
do
back
it.
out.
Yeah. Make sure you're good at driving fast out of here. What is our escape plan? Is there a back road around here we can bail out on?
I say we all go in separate vehicles.
Separate vehicles. Check out of the
That sounds
motel
fine.
now. When we leave the Ferguson clinic, we leave. Don't stop until we get to Ohio.
Right.
You know?
Do we want to meet up at the Ohio Green Box?
Yes.
Not for a few weeks.
You're gonna be
We'll
carrying around rotting
arrange for
corpse
a
parts?
date.
Oh,
A
that's
date
true. If we
to-
have London.
Meet at Ohio Green Box in 3 days.
We'll decide what to do with the bits of London we
Right.
have from
Sounds
there, I guess. Yep.
Yeah.
Who has that knife you brought back, by the way?
It's all for Parsnip. Parsnip, you came with me, right?
Yeah, I came with you.
One of us has it. I have it.
Okay.
Which one?
Good.
The Patriarch's dagger, the combat knife, or
the ritual knife? Yes.
I'll have your backs in there. But it's
All right.
it's been quite a ride, all of you.
But just to clarify, the plan is a full frontal assault, or
Tactical assault. Yes.
Yeah, tactical.
We're,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to do it unless we want to get in through the laundry people.
Yeah.
We will take out the security guard,
Mhm.
go through the front door, take out the receptionist, make our way through the clinic, killing anybody that we find.
It's like Lori was really here.
my chart here for all that sand damage.
This is brutal. Perhaps we could find a way to figure out where London's room is from reception and deal with her there. But
Yeah, hopefully it'll be on the roster
Yeah.
or something at the reception. It's just
Maybe-
in room
maybe we can,
9.
like-
We'll just go to room 9.
Maybe we can gas the ventilation or call in
We
the
have
bomb
gas.
threat, have them all. We can make gas through chemicals.
I won't trust they're dead until they have a bullet in them.
I think
That's
he means the civilians.
Yeah, knock them out.
She's going to be a civilian, so she's going to.
We also
it'll
have
even
these
knock her out.
terraces. All of these rooms had terraces. If we could figure out which room was hers, we could go in straight through the terrace.
Oh,
If
What
we
about
get
the
them out
picture?
of the building, it's just desert for miles. Easy sight lines.
What parsnip?
No,
what about
it's
the-
tree around there. There's a lot of greenery.
Yeah, it's mostly desert and plains, but there is some light greenery, some
Yeah.
kind of
Oh.
plain, the type of thing you'd find in the plains, or like as the plains goes into the mountain land. But it's still kind of
Okay, so it is open. Okay.
mostly open. There's rocks. There's some light bushes, but it's not not heavy. It's not not the cover you'd like if you were going to be fighting somebody out here.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's a good point, Paragon. They can't run from us.
If we get them out of the building, maybe we don't even have to go in.
Well, if we get out of the building, they have to leave via the security booth or hop the gate, which shouldn't be easy for a rehab center.
I was gonna say, yeah, we've got the picture that she posted to Instagram. Can we maybe get a triangulation on what part of the building she might be from or staying on?
We try to guess, based on
Yeah,
the
it's a guess.
landscape, if you can see anything. The thing, I just thought of something. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's a rehab place, isn't it?
Is
It might be that once we get inside, the door is locked and we can't get out because they don't want the patients escaping. The
It's
door
private care,
must
though.
be fixed that way.
What if we're going in circles and I hate it? What if we contact what's his name, the doctor, say, you know what, we're here to clean up London, get us up to a place where we can clean her up, clean Belle up, clean him up, and leave.
That's good. But we
As
have
long
to
as
make sure
nothing
that
goes wrong.
the phone
Once
actually
again,
goes to him.
You assume that nothing's going to go wrong with that.
I think there is something that there are many potentials for things to go wrong in every plan that we come up with. I'm just trying to mitigate the risk.
Well, killing everybody takes out the risk as you go. Dead people
true.
can't do anything.
That's true.
They can't call the police, and they can't. If somebody's watching us, though, from a distance and they see us assault, that might be their chance to blame everything on us by calling the police immediately as soon as we start the assault.
Isn't
Or they
the
might come in
security guard-
themselves. That might be the kill
Yeah.
team watching.
Yeah, but half of this will be us taking out London. The other half will be taking out the kill team that's going to sweep in seconds afterwards. Which is
Where's
why, we have to bail as fast as we can.
As the crow flies, if we were to run off from the property, what would be the primary direction to go to get to the nearest town the quickest?
I mean, if you could get, you'd have to go a half an hour south to get to I-20 between Dallas and Shreveport. And
No, I mean on foot.
yeah, on foot, you'd have to go basically you'd have to basically go east to Bettie.
What if we went in another direction? Are there other towns out there somewhere that we would end up in?
I don't believe within walking distance. Let me double check here.
I'm
All I'm
thinking of our
saying is,
escape.
if someone is waiting for us to take big action, going in quiet initially buys us a little bit of time.
Right.
Yeah. I like the delivery van idea. That's quiet.
It's just you've contacted Phelps. And now Phelps knows, and Phelps could be calling people right now.
He already is. He already knew as soon as he didn't hear back from her.
But I don't think they're going to take any action until we take action. Like, they're ready, sure, but I think they're waiting to see what we do.
What
This
is
is
the
a-
fence like around the compound?
It is a high, tall fence.
Chain link.
Just double check.
The chain
Uh,
link? Maybe we can park dirt bikes on the outside, cut a hole.
Well, you mentioned the
or-
delivery car.
Sorry, rather, no. It is a wall with fence on top of it. It's a 10-foot stone wall with fence above it.
Not a bad idea, though. Paragon is get some dirt bikes load them up outside somewhere where we can run to them.
But
Might
you can
be
clear-
able
where do
to.
we get dirt bikes?
We can buy some.
Yeah.
How much is a dirt bike?
I'll take some out of my fund.
I was
Shockingly reasonable.
Assault them right now.
Yes, I think we might need to do a quick shopping for face masks.
Yeah, we need
Anything like
protection
that, but-
equipment. That is very important.
Yeah.
Well, can we
I-
assume, GM, that as soon as we found out that her blood was toxic, we started gathering protection stuff?
I mean, I would assume you have basic, PPE stuff.
Yeah. You just don't want to get splashed in the face with blood.
If you want something more high grade, you might have to go buy it or get it. But you have basic, basic PPE.
I do like the dirt bike idea as an extraction, just so we can go over rugged terrain, lose them.
Yeah, it looks like So there's also Delrose to the south, but that is let's see here, several miles. That's so you need a dirt bike or something. Other than that, there isn't really a lot around. I mean, not within distance on foot. That is.
Maybe some kind of alternative all-terrain vehicle, ATV. Dirt bikes are probably the fastest.
Yeah. I'm also considering I just steal a car from the parking lot off of one of the bodies.
We drive up in an SUV, assault the
Yeah.
place, jump in the SUV, and drive away. I don't know
Yeah,
why
but then
we
we're
have
all
separate
together.
vehicles.
We've got 5 vehicles we can take out of there if we need to.
I'm wondering if maybe like a hybrid plan might work, where some of us will dress up as delivery guys and go in that direction, while maybe 2 or 3 of us go in, maybe try to get
Yeah.
in through the Ferguson angle.
I like that idea.
Yeah, we're
But-
coming in separately, and that might actually give us some advantage somehow.
No, here's the advantage. The delivery van, we can put a ladder on top of that so we can just get over the wall to extract easily if we have to take that option. And then we'll have dirt bikes stashed somewhere close by so we can all split up and not be in the same vehicle.
All right, let's do a supply run. Meet back here in an hour. We're going to get dirt bikes, PPE that is more protective than what we currently have. We'll reconvene here, go steal the van, and take action. But we need to take action soon.
Agreed. It needs to be now. They're getting itchy. I'm getting itchy.
All right. Well, look, Paragon, are you going to go make a supply run?
Yep.
I'll go with you.
This might be a good time if you guys want to take a short break.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to hijack the delivery van if we want to.
That one is probably best done immediately. Like, go get it and then drive straight to the clinic. That way, there's no chance of.
We should put a ladder on it too, just so
Yeah.
we can get over the 10-foot
we
high
can get
wall.
a van we can get a ladder while we're out.
Yeah.
I
So
think
get the
that-
supplies, place the bikes, just have them there.
But we can't make another delivery now because they just had a delivery.
Make an
They have an evening delivery probably.
I don't think so, but we can make an excuse. We've left
Yeah.
something. I don't know.
They probably
that fails,
know the
you just
free
shoot 'em in the
delivery
head.
guys by heart too.
Shoot him if he doesn't buy it. Yeah.
But
And
But we take a bunch of grenades with us and just toss.
Well, I was going to look for grenades, but I don't think those are just available.
Wait, didn't we have some grenades in the green box? Oh, that was in another state.
different state. Pon, are you going to call Farnsworth or the doctor, not Farnsworth, the doctor, and try to say,
Dr.
like,
Ferguson?
hey,
Yeah.
Ferguson, yeah. And say, we've been sent. This is us. Let us in. And like Paragon's idea of like 2 teams. You're on mute, by the way. 2 teams going in 2 different directions.
Sorry. Yes, I can certainly. I agree with the 2 teams, and if you want me to roll up after you go in with the whatever your plan is, and
Yeah.
shoot him.
All right.
Or
So just
talk.
taking inventory, we have 2 shotguns. Does anyone want a shotgun? Or are we just going to go with handguns?
No shot. Well,
Paragon,
I mean-
you've got the silenced. Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, we should bring them in the car.
I have my own weapons. Do we need any more? I think that's Paragon's question. Do we need anything more than what we already have? Okay, great. So ladder, PPE,
I mean, you've got
dirt.
you've got shotguns, multiple handguns. You've got the MP5. You've also got the gun you found, the machine gun.
LaFrance.
Yes, the LaFrance found green box.
My
yeah.
gun.
Yes, your gun,
I
Paragon's
have a
gun.
44 Magnum. It does a decent amount of damage.
Right.
So
And so, did you want to acquire dirt bikes? That's still something that people wanted to do.
Hell yeah.
Because I think that
I think just the one
call
for
that.
Paragon.
we'll call that if you wanted to get 2 or 3 would be a major expense. For a full 4, we'll call it a major and an unusual.
I'm going to go with 2.
Okay. So would you like to be the one to make the major expense then?
Yeah, might as well. Can I take a hit to the bond?
Well, first, what you do for a major expense is you're going to go ahead and make a int times 5 or accounting test. Let me know what that is. The result of that is.
Passed.
Wonderful. So on a pass, that means that you are going to be reducing each of your non-delta green bonds by 1, given that this is a major expense. But that's it.
All right.
And you've
Taking that
acquired-
out of the college fund.
Yeah, exactly. So Paragon makes his way over. Probably have to drive out a little bit to closer to Dallas to a place to get these 2, decent like used motorbikes or dirt bikes rather. And then yes, you are able to make your way back to join up with the group. Did anybody else want to purchase anything else while everyone was gearing up and shopping up?
Yeah, I do actually have a question about the upcoming operation. So I'm thinking getting into the either the nurse's station or the security booth and seeing about causing some damage to their computer systems, maybe trying to erase video surveillance and that kind of stuff. So would I need any special equipment to do something like that?
Nothing that you wouldn't already have.
Okay.
And like I said, you could most definitely do something like that from one of their stations. You might even be able to get some information from them or cause some mishap just by getting into their Wi-Fi, if you can get into that.
Okay.
So if you can find a way into their Wi-Fi or hack your way in, that is another method.
Okay.
And yeah, you would surely be able to do something from either of their stations.
Okay.
Is there a way that we could cut the phone lines so that once we start, they have no way of calling? Oh, they probably have cell phones. All right, never mind.
Most of the patients wouldn't, for what it's worth. I think they take your phone from you when you go into rehab. But
They usually do, yet if that
Except
was the
she took-
case,
She took a picture of her cat.
and posted it to Instagram and Twitter.
Maybe they have phone time, like an hour.
This is just a small thing, but everyone needs to make sure they bring something heavy and blunt for when you meet up with Jess.
baseball
yeah.
bat is on my list.
I've got brass knuckles.
Good.
And John, we're able to find some better protective equipment while we're in Dallas. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah, you can get basic PPE stuff.
And we got the
you
ladder.
Yeah, and I mean, as you know from before, Pat, you can also mention to them, that it really is just the blood to blood that you're worried
Yeah.
about. So it's exchange of bloody fluids is what you're worried about. So as long as you don't, it's not like you're not going to get it from breathing in her air or something like that. Just,
Yep.
Just don't chop her head off and go while you're doing it.
Duffel bags, PPE, ladder, dirt bikes. Call Ferguson, steal the van.
Lighter, gas
Get
cans,
out.
classic.
Meet at the
Oh, yeah.
Green Box in Ohio.
Sounds good.
So was the plan to call Ferguson or whoever this number is before or as part of the plan?
Let's do it when we pull up, because that'll give us a chance to get the security guard off foot. So when we shoot him, it's less of a big deal.
Okay. Who's going to go get the van? Paragon, you have like criminology, don't you? You're good at that thing.
Yeah, I can get the van.
Stealing the van and getting away with it would be likely criminology.
Yeah, I'm good for that. If someone wants to back me up, or if you want me to go alone.
No one should go alone.
I've only got a 10.
I can also help, but I wasn't sure if you wanted me in the van or if we're meeting up on the way out.
How about Parsnip and I can be in the van? That way he can get a decent Wi-Fi signal once we pull up the building.
Yeah. The guard
Yeah.
station has that. Okay.
Good idea.
That's fine. I can do that.
So you're going to get the van, come by here, pick us up, and then.
No, we should all kind of work to converge together at the clinic after they get the van. Like they should get the van and go to the Ferguson clinic, and the rest of us are heading.
Expect a call. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go get us a decent sized SUV, and I'll throw the dirt bikes in the back if we're splitting those up.
Yeah, we should
'Cause
place
I
the
think
dirt
we're coming
bikes.
second, right?
Place the dirt bikes around the facility outside of the fenced area.
Right. We'll have to do that once the guard's taken care of.
Hide the keys under the wheel or something.
Well, wait, if we're placing them around the compound, how are we going to get to them?
This is before we do the raid, like probably at night, an hour beforehand.
Right, but I mean, afterward, we're trying to get away.
The
We're
ladder.
not
So that's why then we'll bring 2 ladders.
Bring 5 ladders.
We can bring 5 ladders. It's just anything but going through that choke point of a booth, because that's probably where the kill team's just going to be waiting there, guns pointed, lighting up anyone.
Well, then put the ladder at the back, and we all go out the same way, and get on our dirt bikes and go in different directions.
But I thought some people were going to take the cars.
But then they'll get killed by the kill team.
So we should buy more dirt
They
bikes.
go out the front.
Actually, we can have 2 people on a dirt bike, but we can't have.
How
3.
about we worry about killing the thing that we need to kill and not worry about our own lives and what happens afterwards. If we get away, we get away. If we don't, we don't.
All right, you're right, Prada. You're right. I'm just getting antsy. This is
Go steal a van.
okay.
Go forth.
All right, first
We all do a group hug, since this might be the last time.
Don't touch me.
Yeah.
I've got a bottle of whiskey if you want to have a toast.
No,
I'll drink to that.
All right, so to Delta Green. Long live Delta Green.
Do you say that out loud?
No.
Okay.
Long live the opera.
Let's just hope the right thing gets done.
A terrible show. I hope to never see it again.
Oh yeah.
Pond points up. Want to include our friends watching us from the skies in this little toast too?
I think that's a little
Kind of
paranoid.
raised. No, there's a drone, and he points it out of the sky.
You just telling us this now, Pawn?
I just saw it now.
Jesus.
Hey, you spot a little. It's not a military drone. It's just a little handheld drone flying a few hundred feet above the motel. Could be a hobbyist. Could be somebody doing surveillance.
Definitely not a hobbyist. We gotta go now.
Yep, let's go.
Yep.
Go steal a van.
Yep.
Everyone else at the motel,
Yeah,
pack it
so-
up, check out, we're
Yep.
leaving.
Yeah, I would assume you were all loading up just then.
Yeah.
So Paragon, describe to me how you want to go about stealing this delivery van, because I think about this arrow, it's probably parked back in Betty.
Right. So I am going to scope out the place, determine how many occupants are inside.
Okay.
Knock on the door for help. And I believe I will knock out the person who answers it if there are at least 2 occupants inside the building. Just so Parsnip can cover me.
It looks like there is likely one person working at this the store. The van's just outside though. Like it's just parked like outside the store.
It has its keys in?
It does not. So, but I mean, you don't necessarily need the keys, but so.
Oh,
So,
can
yeah,
I wire with criminal? Yeah, I can.
You can. So but you could also get the keys and assure you that you're going to get out of there with it. So it's up to you. But I was just, you're standing outside the facility. Looks like there's probably one person at the general store working. The laundromat seems to be closed. And like I said, the van's parked out front. There's also one vehicle parked.
Do they have uniforms? I'm assuming they have uniforms when they do their deliveries.
They do. Yeah. It's just sort of a general.
Should we get
sort of a general
uniforms,
store.
Parsnip? Or
Well, I mean, if we're going to play the role, we should probably look the role.
okay, I say we just knock out this person, steal the uniforms, guarantee it, because we're expected to just get out of here as soon as possible.
Okay.
So I'm going to bang on the door, saying, "Hey, help! Help!"
And first, they just sort of yell. They speak through it. They're saying, "Sorry, we're closed. We open tomorrow at 7 a.m.
I'm bleeding here.
Call 911.
Help!"
Okay, go ahead and give me persuade.
Okay. That passes.
So yeah, they sort of open they open the door. They're like, "What's going on out here? Don't you got a phone? You should call an ambulance." Yeah, go ahead and do an unarmed. Try to grab them, put them in a headlock. Random
55
person.
out of 60.
That definitely beats this random person's attempt to not just get completely grabbed, and they're like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And then you're able to put them out into
I'm sorry.
headlock.
I'm sorry.
I'll help carry him in.
All right.
All right. Yeah. So you knock them out. So what is are you going to drag them in? What is your plan now?
Just gonna throw them in the office in the back and flip the sign closed.
Okay. You're not sure if there is any outside feed, but you do notice that there is a security camera for the general store.
Okay, so we'll take the computer then, if we can find one.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you're able to. You find a computer back there.
We'll smash it.
There's a live feed. It looks like in the back office.
Okay. Can we take care of that, Parsnip? Or
Yeah, we can see if we can take care of it. Is there any way to quickly take care of this? Just rip it out?
I mean, that would be a way. Like I said, you could look and see if there's any, like if it's broadcasted or sent anywhere, or if there's any copies, but that wouldn't necessarily be quick. You could just very easily pull this out and take all the local copies, though.
Yeah, we'll just do that for the time being.
And meanwhile, Paragon is getting 2 of the uniforms, just like the shirt and little name tag for the general store,
and getting the ladders up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how many ladders did you want to try to bring? Because there's only so many that will fit in this delivery truck.
Can we get away with 3?
Yes, but it's like that's taking a good portion of the back. But they fit. It'll be a little weird when you show up and you're just like, yeah, we brought 3 ladders and
that's from a previous job. All right, two ladders then.
Okay. Is there anything else that you want to load up in the van?
Maybe some snacks to calm me down.
Okay,
I'm
sure.
nervous.
You could grab some nuts from the general store. You put that in the front of this delivery van.
Yeah.
Reese's.
All right. Okay. And so is there anything you do before you 2 get out of there?
My adrenaline's going. Like,
oh yes, it is.
This is do or die, Parsnip.
Do you want me to drive?
Yeah.
Okay, I will drive us.
All right. So we got all our equipment then.
All right. So it sounds like you two are driving the van back towards the Ferguson Clinic. It's evening
I
now.
call him. Yeah.
So you're calling up the others. We'll say it's about 6 p.m. unless you want to wait to do the plan later. But it's about 6 p.m. when you call them up to talk.
I think it needs to happen now.
Hey, everything's in motion. We have a van.
So you've got the dirt bikes in a van. Did you want to place them now or wait until just before everything goes into motion?
I would place them as soon as possible.
Once we take care of the guard and they're not watching the camera feed on the outside, then we can place them.
Okay.
We'll have a little bit of time. If you guys are going ahead, Pawn will place the dirt bikes.
Okay. Oh, God.
If the kill team's watching us, they're going to sabotage our bikes before we.
Probably. It's going so well.
As you're on the move, you don't spot the drone anymore. There's that at least. All right, and so it sounds like is everyone going to be moving to get in position now? Or was there anything else you wanted to communicate to each other on the phone?
Are we not waiting for it to get dark?
Is there I'm not sure there's a big difference at this point. I would normally agree, but
if it gets
it's in
dark,
the middle of nowhere. I mean, I'd almost rather have it be dinner time, because then they might actually be congregated in a common
I was
area.
thinking they could be inside looking out the windows.
if it gets dark,
point.
they'll get
Fair point.
they'll have night vision most likely, and then we're dead in the water because we won't.
No, Prada, that's a good point, because Jess is the one I'm worried about.
They all have day vision.
Yeah.
What's that guy running over there with a ladder and putting it up against the wall?
Ladder delivery?
It's a ladder truck.
Steal a fire truck. That's
Are you calling Ferguson to get him to clear us through the gate, or are we just reacting to the gate? Like, are we just telling the guy at the gate?
I'm going to wait. I'm going to tell him we are talking to Ferguson, and when he turns around to pick up the phone, I'm going to shoot him in the back.
Okay.
With the quiet gun.
I was planning the shotgun, but yes, if we want to swap out for the quiet gun, that makes sense.
You can take the quiet gun.
All right. Yeah, I'll take the quiet gun.
All right. So was there a plan to call Ferguson? So there wasn't a plan to call Ferguson before the plan, or?
It will be when we're at the booth. I don't even know that we really need to talk with him. I'm with Prada. I think on that one is that what are we going to get from it? We're not actually meeting with him, right?
Right. Well, let's do it.
Go.
Yeah.
Suicide mission commenced.
Well, don't call it that.
I actually think we've got 5 different missions that are going on all at the same time.
It
None of
sounds
them
like
are
a number of
coordinated.
things. A number of things will be happening.
Possibly go wrong.
All right, well, wonderful. Unless anybody has anything else to end on, I think that's a perfect place for us to draw the curtain so that we can, wrap things up next time with with this assault ? Yeah, this is an assault of a tactical assault, as you said. I feel like someone was a quote someone said earlier.
Yeah.
It's something. It's a plan.
Our players included Holly Buto, Nathan Decker, Julian Arba, Alex Sun, and myself with Chandos Passos as the keeper of the secrets. We have a Discord server where you can chat with our other members, you can set up private games, and you can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. If you'd like to help support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 a month helps us a lot. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answer any questions you might have. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Delta Green role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.